I was super demotivated today. So I did what I do best. Put on my shoes, came for a jog, and I was listening to my podcast. Now today, I was listening to Brian Chesky, the founder of AirBnB. Yeah, the app that lets strangers rent each other's places. Now back in 2008, he pitched this idea of Airbnb to the investors and they laughed him out of the room. Yet somehow, Brian kept going. He was not demotivated. And it's not just him. Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks, yeah, he was rejected on his face 242 times. Bro, someone rejects me once and I will sulk for at least 1 week. And yet somehow Howard Schultz or Brian Chesky kept going. Now that begged a $1 billion question. What kept them motivated? And if somehow you and I figure it out, we will also be unstoppable. So let's do some better research and find out together. Okay, I am back and I have done my research in the same t-shirt, but that doesn't matter. Friends, do you know what happens when you slip and fall? Or say a hot cup of coffee spills on your hand? You experience physical pain. This physical pain is activated in your brain, specifically in these two regions of the brain, the anterior insula and the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. Now here's where it gets interesting. A few researchers in 2011 at the University of Michigan were conducting a brain imaging study of people who had recently gone through a painful breakup, say lost a loved one or got rejected by someone they deeply cared about. Now when these people were showed pictures of those ex-partners who had rejected them, their brains lit up in the exact same areas where we experience physical pain. The anterior insula and the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. And you know what? It doesn't even stop there. Our brain also has a negativity bias, which means if 9 out of 10 people love our idea, we will not remember the positive comments. Rather, we will be stuck up on that one rejection in our head like a glue. Talk about big brain energy. So now we understand two things. Just like physical pain, the pain of rejection is an actual thing and it's painful. But just like physical pain can be healed, emotional pain can be healed as well. You and I can build the same mental resilience that is equivalent to these high-performing entrepreneurs. So let's break down this mental framework into two very easy to follow steps. First, focus on process-based goals instead of outcome-based goals. Friends, as students, we often say things like, oh, I want 90% in my exam, or I want to get selected in that top university. Now, as entrepreneurs, our goals may evolve, but that pattern remains the same. So we say things like, I want to raise $1 million by funding, or I want 10,000 people to download my app in the first month. Now, if you look closely, what do all of these goals have in common? They are all dependent on factors outside our direct control, like an examiner or an investor or a group of users. What we want is not based on our knowledge or our efforts. It's tied to something external. And here's the problem. When your motivation is tied to something external, every rejection or every delay feels like a personal failure, even with all the hard work. Now let's make one small change in that mindset. Instead of saying or thinking about the outcome, let's focus on the process. Let's apply this framework in this current table. So instead of saying, I want to raise $1 million in funding, say, I'll reach out to 10 investors in this week. Or instead of expecting 10,000 downloads, think, I'll run 3 user interviews and apply their feedback. Now suddenly you've kicked outcome out of the picture and made the process of completing the task as the hero of the story. So an outcome focused mindset depends on the world saying yes or external control, but the process based system depends on you showing up or internal control. An outcome based mind becomes stressed if the outcome faces external delay. But a process-based mind is confident that it is one step closer than yesterday. And that, my friends, is the secret. When your goals are tied to your own actions, your motivation factor in every day of your life is not some mark sheet or results or people liking you or your app, but on your own growth and your own commitment. And that, my friends, is a priceless asset that nobody can take from you. Now that we have started focusing on what we can control, that is the process-based system, the next question becomes, how do you stay motivated to keep repeating that process every single day of every single month of every single year? That brings us to our second very easy to follow step, and that is micro feedback loops. It simply means breaking your work into small, manageable tasks and then celebrating the mini wins that come with completing each task. So I was watching this video of Melanie Perkins, the co-founder of Canva, a graphic design platform that is currently valued at approximately $49 billion, about how she managed to wait 3 full years before getting their first investor funding to work on her idea for Canva.
I just got rejected a lot, and each of these hurt a lot.
And she said,
I wouldn't say there's been one specific moment, but there's been lots of little moments that kind of like, it's coming together.
So it was about the small signs that they were on the right track, say an improved demo or a better prototype or just a positive feedback from a friend. Now each of these actions tells your brain we are making progress, and that creates a loop where every action fuels progress and every progress fuels motivation, and the cycle goes on. So friends, these two very easy to follow steps, that is a system of process-based outcome and micro feedback loops, are all you need to reframe your mindset and stay motivated irrespective of external hindrances or external challenges. Remember, motivation is not magic. Motivation is a system. And when the world tries to reject you with a no, you keep saying yes with your actions. That's all from my side, friends. I hope this video made you think differently. If it did, please press the like button. Share this video with your friends who you think might need this video. Comment your thoughts. And for more awesome business content, please subscribe to The Better Company. Thank you so much.